Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you today, as we always do. But before we go another step further, before we take another iota, I got to say good morning. This is my brother from another mother, but we got the same father. This is Captain Leonard. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Raheem and the Morning Glow family.
Hey man, we got a lot of things we're gonna talk about. We're gonna cover today, and today is Way Out Wednesday, and so certainly the phone lines are open 678-381-1973, 678-381-1973. But something came on my heart, and Leonard, and I want to talk about this today a little
Hmm
bit. If we can do that, I want to talk about it just a little bit. February, Leonard, is Black History Month. Black February is Black History Month, and that's fine. But we're gonna ask the question today: what is Black history? So, Leonard, I'm coming to you, and I want you to lay the foundation for this broadcast we're going to have today. We got quite a few people say they want to call in and be a part of it, but and hopefully they will. But right now, I want to know from you, Leonard, what is Black history?
Black history is specifically that history that is specific to usually the experience of enslaved Africans in America.
Mm-hmm.
That is usually what people refer to when they're referring to Black history, because it specifically deals with the history of enslaved Africans in
Mm-hmm.
America.
Okay. How deep is it?
Well, how long was slavery in America? I mean, that's about as deep as it gets. Now,
Wow.
if you didn't turn around and look at the cultural issues, and from every aspect of life, you bring in culture, education, all types of things. But one thing that's usually constant is it relates to the lives and the history of enslaved Africans here in America.
Mm-hmm.
Because one, you were not referred to as black in your own country, from your
Yeah.
own place. You were
Mm-hmm.
not black until you really got here.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
you have to remember, because being black is a social construct.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you say to the people, Leonard, that says even the term black people is a negative term because it's so much negative is tied into the word black. What do you say to those people? Because you have a lot of people. I've just seen a lot of people. I look at Urban View and my buddy, people, some people don't like him, but I love the guy, man. The Black Eagle. He
Yeah,
has
Madison.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He had somebody on this show Thursday, I think, or Wednesday, or Thursday of last week, and him and the guy got into a little conversation because I listen to a little bit in the morning, but they do a rebroadcast of him in the evenings, and so that's really when I get a chance to check him out. And they were in agreement. They said, I don't want to be called black because black, and then it went into the definition of it. And they say, well, it's such negative, and they're calling you a negative term and blah blah blah. What do you think about that, Leonard? Is there any validity in that?
The universe's background is black.
Mm-hmm.
Black covers everything.
Mm-hmm.
The Even if you read the Bible, it'll in the beginning it was nothing. Things were talked about as being nothing,
Mm-hmm.
black, but it was the perfect slate for creation. So I don't look at black as a negative term. I look at it as a color.
Okay.
It's
Mm-hmm.
black because one, hey, brown person. You
Yeah.
want to be called brown? Hey, brown person. Or you're not going to be. See, the thing is, usually people shouldn't be referred to this way because one, it's just a demographic. It's just a characteristic.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is a characteristic. Now,
So,
because you have invested so much in that characteristic, it became a culture
mm-hmm.
based on that characteristic. You are
Okay.
singled out because of that characteristic. Most people, the people who attacked you because of that characteristic.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to say that white folks created black is a lie. The way folks used black is horrible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So all this negativity about this, that, and the other is you when you go buy a black car, you bought it why?
Go,
Because
you
you
like it?
like black.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or you bought black shirt, black shoe, you bought it because it was black. Whenever you
Mm-hmm.
go looking for it, you're looking for black. Why? Because it's the color you want. So this notion that black is negative outside of its etymology, it's been used. It's different.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Okay.
it's different. When you want to calm down, what do? Go into a dark room, or
Mm-hmm.
you close your eyes
Mm-hmm.
because it offers you a certain amount of peace. It
Wow.
blocks everything else out.
Mm-hmm.
It brings things to the center and allows you to focus.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. Now, do you agree with a piece or a part of what they're saying about the negative aspect of it?
Oh, most definitely. It's history. It's historical. It's the data is there, the construct is there. It was specific strategy to separate people.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, the refrigerators.
Come
Shout
on.
out to my man Bishop Slaughter.
Mm-hmm.
Caucasian people are who they are.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't all that great. I mean, what that mean to be white?
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes you say white and don't mean nothing but cruelty, violence, and filthiness.
Come on.
Ask people who were in countries when they showed up.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
their culture,
Now, Leonard,
not yours.
absolutely some people say that Black history is American history. Are you riding that ship?
Yes, Black history is a part of American history.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you got this huge effort to keep it from being taught.
And let's talk about that. I'm glad you went there. Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. Why do you think that is? Why do you think? First of all, they give us the shortest month of the year, and there's some things people have said about that. Why is it that it's not really being taught, or not wanting to be taught Black history?
Because a lot of people want to erase the truth of the matter. The truth of
Hmm.
the matter of white people is they have no culture. This is why they have to steal everyone else's.
That's a powerful statement, brother.
White people
Qualify,
have no culture
qualify that for me.
for the very simple fact white people are either because there were immigrants
Mm-hmm.
and they came from somewhere. They didn't come from those places being white people. They came from those places being Irish, being German, being Spanish, being all types of from all different places.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that they had in common is the skins were not black,
Mm-hmm.
but they have no culture. They have where they're from. Some of them still may maintain their Irish culture, but you can look at their food, maybe some of their sayings and their accents. You have some people from Germany who have I say food a lot because I'm very much into food.
Yeah.
So, they brought that with them.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever hear them refer to culture, what do they talk about? Their immigrative culture,
Mm-hmm.
not America.
Mm.
You understand the difference?
Yeah. Yeah.
See, you're calling yourself black instead of calling yourself American.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else don't do that.
What is the separation?
Oh, because of the American experience and the social construct surrounded around race in America. I mean, that's what it's for. That's what it was created that way,
Mm-hmm.
and it was codified, and that's when it became very dangerous. Is when they codified it and put it into law, certain laws addressing this characteristic of being black.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't cover that up. They can't lie anymore about it.
What are they trying to conceal from us, Leonard? What do you think it is they're trying to conceal from us?
That they're the filthiest people in the world.
Mm.
And that they've done the most heinous things to people and are the most inhumane. How would you know? You like one, you say, my granddaddy was a general and blah 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 blah, and he fought in the regiment, and you know how they love their history.
Mm-hmm.
And they occasionally leave out the fact that they were filthy, thieving rapists, child molesters, murderers. That's who they were. How
Mm.
can you be proud of that?
Mm.
How can you be proud? How you leave that out?
Yeah. That's the part. Yeah, come on.
How do you
That's
leave that out?
mm-hmm.
Do you teach your children that about their great grandfather, their great great grandfathers? Do you teach them that?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you try to hide it from them?
Is there a part is there a part, any part of Caucasian history where there was not bloodshed?
No. Not that I know of. You had to have some Caucasians called.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying it is what it is. And most people are just emotional about it. They're facts.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that you can teach them in a way that is appropriate. But do I think you should spend hours and hours? No. You give it the same amount of time as you get Chinese history and everything else. You teach it all. Call it world history. Teach it. Pick a
Mm-hmm.
week. Black people get their week, Chinese people get their week, or whatever, just so you get a little bit of what the truth is. And then you, as you grow, can go find out the rest.
Can America as it is today deal with the truth?
Yes. Yes. We might not appreciate the way they deal with. Some people deal with it by starting wars and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way they deal with it. We're trying to deal with it from a positive standpoint, from a
Mm-hmm.
progressive standpoint, to give everyone opportunity standpoint.
But Leonard, is that a part of the problem? And I say it like that for this reason. We always want to be so peaceful, so kind, so loving, and everybody else is trying to cut our heads off,
That's a
kill us.
lie. That's a lie. You're not
Mm-hmm.
trying to be all that. No. We're not going to even say y'all trying to do all that because you're not.
Now, hold on now. Now you're not gonna tell me that black people are not the most forgiving people on the planet Earth.
No, no, they're
Wow.
not. No, they're not. The stuff you've seen on TV, maybe.
Mm-hmm. So what about the history and the things that's happened to us as a people that is not happening to everybody else, and we still say, well, just love them through it. It's gonna be okay, baby. Just continue to love them. Just keep on
If you
loving.
don't. I mean, that's your choice.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not going to act like that's so much about black people. We are a good people when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to certain things like that. We can be very forgiving, but it has nothing to do with us being black.
Mm-hmm.
It has everything to do with us being where we're from and the God in us.
Mm-hmm.
See, when you don't have no God in you, it's difficult.
It there must be and I'm being a little different when I say this. But there must be a different kind of God that's in us, that's in everybody else, man. Cause we so loving and we so forgiving, and everybody else don't seem to have that characteristic, brother.
Exactly.
Okay, okay. I knew where you was going. Go ahead.
Allah Akbar. Okay.
Exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely. Man, you hitting on this morning, brother. You hitting on all cylinders this morning, brother. But
It
that's
is
but that,
so much easier to live
yeah.
when you follow your creator.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's such a more rewarding life
Yeah.
when you don't have to kill others, when you don't have to threaten others, when you don't have to dehumanize others, when you don't have to commit all these heinous acts against other people.
Mm-hmm. Let's um let's go here for a second, Leonard. And we're talking about Black history. And the phone lines are open 678-381-1973. 678-381-1973. The phone lines are open. Give us a call. We'd love to hear from you and hear your standpoint. We're talking about Black history. Better yet, we're talking about what is Black history is what we're talking about today. Now, Leonard, we
Mm-hmm.
were when we came on these soils, um, on the ships. Some of us, jumped over because we rather jump in the ocean to our
Yeah.
death than to have to be
Mm-hmm.
succumb to situations like this. Some people say there was cowardice. I think that's so. I think that's heroic. I think that's bravery,
Yeah.
because instead of being subjected to what y'all are trying to do and trying to do to my life, I'd rather take my own life. So I jump in the ocean and
Mm-hmm.
find my end there.
Yes.
Um, but the ones that stayed on that ship and the ones that came here, we were given we were stripped of a lot of things. But one thing was stripped of, and it was taken away from us, Leonard, was our religion, the origin of who we are, the basis of who we are, and we were given Christianity. Um, is that factual? Am I making an accurate point, or were we always Christian?
Well, we were not we wouldn't speak in English that way.
Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
had a God, we had a religion. Christianity has been around long before slavery.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And although and to say that all those people on the boat were the same is a misrepresentation as well.
Mm-hmm.
They were in the same predicament,
Yes.
but they were all individuals. They didn't go
Mm-hmm.
and get slaves. They went and got human beings and enslaved them.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They did not go and get slaves.
Come on,
They
say
went
it.
and got human beings and enslaved them.
Mm-hmm.
By whatever means, whatever the world was doing at that time. You can go back, read about the transatlantic slave trade and the issues all the way back to when it was prolific in the Caribbean and all these places and why it happened. Why was there such a revolution in the Caribbean as opposed to other places? But it was like we talk about Haiti,
Mm-hmm.
Haiti, and all these different things. That's history.
Mm-hmm.
That's history. The transatlantic slave trade. A lot of our the people around were offering freedom to Black Americans at one point. Like if
Mm-hmm.
blacks was there to escape into Mexico, the Fugitive Slave Act was big then. Okay, so Fugitive
Mm-hmm.
Slave Act meant that whatever slaves went, that they could be returned into slavery if they were caught. If the slave went somewhere, you go get him and bring him back. But
Mm-hmm.
where there were some people were saying Mexico, Canada, no, they free here.
Mm-hmm.
If they get here, they free, and we're not
Wow.
returning no one.
Why is it that it said on this side that Canada was not friendly to us as a people?
Well, I'm not sure when they say why Canada was not friendly. That's someone's perception.
Mm-hmm.
Many slaves escaped through Canada. Through
Mm-hmm.
I'm particularly from Michigan, so to speak. So you
Yeah.
had slaves that were going basically up the east
Mm-hmm.
into Canada as well. You got
Yes.
people that were coming up north on the Underground Railroad. I've heard that were trying to reach Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, it became far enough north where Michigan. A lot of black folks went to Michigan
Mm-hmm.
in these areas. They definitely fled the South after the war because you have to remember the Industrial Revolution was drawing the labor from the South and
Mm-hmm.
putting it in factories in the North. So people who had actually lived slaves were on an agricultural economy at one point because that's what they did. They worked in fields and everything. However, this is one of the big things about the war. To increase the wealth of the North, this is why Lincoln was offering these things to black people.
Mm-hmm.
Because they want you to come fight in that, not just you first of all, they want you to come fight in that Union Army.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I was about to ask. Everybody say what they want to say about Lincoln,
Mhm.
and I have my way of thinking about him as well. But was he just a good guy that just saw an inhumane situation that was going to a group of people, or did he do that because of the fact that he was trying to get to a bigger means?
No, he was just a man who didn't. Slavery wasn't that one of the things that he was particularly interested in from a standpoint of the South.
Mm-hmm.
That was the difference in his opinion. There were a lot of white people or abolitionists or what have you who did not participate in slavery.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Even though it was legal, they did not participate in slavery.
Mm-hmm.
So as a leader, he made that choice. He wasn't like a lot of the leaders in the South. The only reason why the South was fighting is because they wanted to maintain their economic advantage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they had already had an agenda to spread slavery throughout the West
Yes.
more and everything. You had laws in certain places like, I believe, Oregon and things like that, where black people wasn't even allowed into the state.
Good Lord.
If you go back and look at
Mm-hmm.
their history. So, but then you
I
had,
want. I
go ahead.
wonder how much of that is still
No,
some.
it's not. It's not. It's no longer legal.
No, it's not legal. Of course, it's not legal. But I'm saying how many is it still on a certain part of something that's still on their books. I
I mean, if
wonder.
you wanted to believe it, yes.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Mm-hmm.
wanted to believe it and look at it that way, you could build a whole life on that. Most people have.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's your perception and what you in your personal narrative. If your personal
Okay.
narrative is going to be, I'm always a slave, then wherever you go, that's what you're going to look for.
Now, when you say some people have, what
Hmm.
exactly does that mean?
Oh, some people have made a living off of race culture.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's very interesting because it's fact. It's very historical. There's more than enough data. There's even present issues of race. Race is a big issue. Racism is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Critical race theory is the theory of the effect that race has had on every facet of American life.
Mm-hmm.
It started in the criminal justice system. This whole theory of we got to look at why black people are being so treated disproportionately. It's racism.
Mm-hmm.
It's racism in your school books. It's racism has permeated every aspect of society in America.
Wow.
It's in
Wow.
education. It's in religion. It's everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to purge these things. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you can stop being so emotional about everything and look at the facts and find the proper and appropriate response. The
Mm-hmm.
proper and appropriate response is not to deny education, live in squalor, low moral character, and doing the minimum. That is
Mm-hmm.
not the way to overcome racism. You have to be progressive. You have to be a fighter to fight for what is right and your own independence every day.
Mm-hmm.
You can't turn around and then put yourself in a situation and give your life back to the oppressor.
Yeah.
That's not a way to live.
Mm-hmm.
And people who are living this way, and I don't mean going to jail 100%. I mean feeling like you got to do other things to fit in
Mm-hmm.
with them.
And when you say other things, what are we speaking of?
Go to them jobs. You know how some people be doing nasty stuff. Well, that's my job.
Mm-hmm.
You give your
Mm,
life back to the oppressor.
I'm just doing my job.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're doing the oppressor's job.
Yeah.
That's what you're
Mm-hmm.
doing. So if you're not gonna make a difference, you're no better than them, regardless of the color of your skin. If you
Mm-hmm.
think like they think, if you think that it's you need to oppress everyone else, put down everyone else, treat everybody else like crap, or think that everybody else is subordinate to you,
Mm-hmm.
you have given your life back to the oppressor.
678-381-1973. 678-381-1973. Give us a call. We'd love to hear from you this morning. 678-381-1973. What we're talking about is what is Black history? What is Black history? And what mark has Black history made in the lives today?
Hmm.
What part of history has Black history made in the world today? Leonard, what part is it?
Man, it's not what part is it? It's everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's an existence just like everyone else's. The thing about it is, a lot of us are trapped in this whole concept.
Mm-hmm.
That's your fault. I'm not gonna hold your hand and pity you and everything because you black. Why? I'm black.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care nothing about you calling me black. That's what you want. What's so negative about that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't associate any negativity whatsoever with being a black man.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I?
Being a black man, why would you?
Yeah, why would I? I've
Mm-hmm.
never wanted. I don't understand this infatuation. I don't want to be white.
No.
I mean, I never wanted to be white.
Mm-hmm.
For the fact of the matter, I don't know who chose their color. You can call in 678-381-1973. You can cut your privates off and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't. I'm a man today. I'm a woman tomorrow. But you're
Mm.
gonna still be black.
Yeah.
That's the
Mm-hmm.
difference. I'm not. I can't change who I am.
Mm-hmm. I was looking at that movie, the series that comes on with Forrest Whitaker's on it. What is it?
Plus,
I think
the
where
epics
he's,
one,
where he's playing
Bumpy Johnson,
yeah. What's the name of that?
Harlem,
Yeah,
King of Harlem,
yeah.
or something like
King
that.
of Heart, yeah. Last King of Heart, I think that's what it was. Yeah. And his wife was meeting with the Caucasian lady, and they were sitting there, and they had a history that Bumpy was supposed to have been messing with the lady when he was in jail or something like that, and all this stuff happened, and they was meeting, and then the lady was asking her, the white lady was asking her, well, why can't we uh, add women rights in that thing? She said because when you get your women rights, what's gonna happen? You're gonna get your women's rights if we fight this thing right. You'll get your women rights, and you'll have the rights as a woman. But she said I still be discriminated against because I'm still black. She said, but you a woman. Yes. She said, yes. But what you not understand, I'm a black woman.
Hmm.
And I'm still going to be discriminated against because of that reason. She said,
Right.
that's that you would never understand.
Never. And see, that's the thing that we have to understand. It's most important. Whenever I go into a room,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what color you are.
Mm-hmm.
Why we in the room is what is important to me.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing how people want to make everybody believe the way they believe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just here to do work. Now, if you have an issue with my color, that's your fault.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're gonna have to deal with it that way because of the issue that you have. Remember, I don't have an issue with the color of my skin.
Mm-hmm.
You do.
Exactly.
That's the white man's burden.
Mm-hmm.
He knows what he's done. That's him.
Mm-hmm.
So however he feels is him, not me. He's the sick one.
Mm-hmm.
Go help him.
Mm-hmm. He the one needs your help, not me.
That's right. What they gonna do when they, a lot of them are right now are imagine, I feel for them in a way of having to deal with their spirituality
Mm-hmm.
because
Or
I
or,
can't
or
imagine what
lack
they
of,
may be going through when
or
you
lack
come
of.
to, yeah, and I can imagine what some of them are going through when they realize that they're probably going to have to go to hell.
Mm-hmm.
Think about being a white Christian all this time. Ah,
Mm-hmm.
white Jesus, blah blah. That's been a lie. Been a lie the whole time. They lied to black people and white folk.
Mm-hmm.
White folk gonna mess around and kill themselves behind that. God help them.
Not that it honestly speaking, I don't think it will make a huge difference in the way that they act will interact with people. But what would happen if one day they realize Jesus come back and he looked like you and I, and
If
he's
you a
black?
racist Christian,
Mm-hmm.
you have a serious dilemma.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the white Southern Baptists are discussing it right now.
They're discussing that very topic.
Oh, yes, indeed. And pastors are trying to help them along to get them to
Mm-hmm.
understand. Just like black people are teaching each other, white people are teaching each other
Mm-hmm.
because of that lie. Because I've never been somewhere where people preach Jesus is white in the first place.
Yeah.
That wasn't a big deal really till I got around some people down here in the South, really.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we didn't. I don't know where they taught that in Southern black churches, but I ain't never been to a black church teach that.
Mm-hmm. That Jesus was white.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother had a black Bible. I mean, this ain't no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So to sit around here and talk about what people didn't know and brainwash is how a lot of people making money. And it's how a lot of people are getting getting likes and all that and blah 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 blah. I'm 50. I ain't never believed Jesus was white and never was told that.
Well, what do you say to the depiction that they have of him on the wall as being a Caucasian?
I
Some
don't care.
church.
We don't have them pictures on our wall.
Yeah. But have you ever been in the
Oh yeah,
existence
I've seen plenty of them, and I don't even care.
of
You can paint a picture the way you want to paint it.
mm-hmm.
You could have gave him. You could have painted him with any kind of hair you wanted to. That's you're the artist.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care nothing. You know, that's why you shouldn't have any graven images and all these types of things and bowing down and worshiping this stuff anyway.
Mm. That now isn't there somewhere in the Bible where it speaks about that?
Yes, because it didn't really want you to get off track with this argument.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know a lot of people come from different points of view. There are some black people that are so adamant about hating Christ just because of a picture they saw. That's
Wow.
ignorant. That's ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't understand that people paint pictures how they want them to look, you could have been painting as many pictures of black Jesus as you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
You
JJ
want to
did it.
talk about a white picture of Jesus, but you ain't draw the darn thing.
Mm-hmm. Look here, watch this. JJ did it. JJ painted a black.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the old story, the boy who painted Jesus black.
Yeah.
That was a story back in the day. You know, and that was a very controversial movie back then. So I'm never, the people I'm around, the black people I'm around, we were not raised to be so into that picture of Jesus Christ. I mean, what is that? That's something somebody painted. All you got to do. Matter of fact, if you read it all, you would have known who it was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Come on
Mm-hmm.
now.
Yeah.
I was teaching this by the age of 12.
And see, and the people that has done any studying at all knows who it is.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I was never, man, it was just the blessing of God
Mm-hmm.
that I never believe those things. My parents didn't. My parents' parents didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand it's a social issue
Mm-hmm.
created by racism. That picture that was created was drawn long before it had anything to do with Americans.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But somebody took it, put a title on it, said that's what it is, and it stuck.
Yeah, but that's just so dumb.
Yeah, it stuck.
You know what I'm saying? You know, you got a lot of black people don't even understand the number of Ethiopians who are Orthodox.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, from the beginning, Orthodox. Still in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Still Christian. They just may not call them the same names,
Yeah.
but they believe in preserving that. So all it takes is you to read a book, go travel, do
Mm-hmm.
something else than sit around other people trying to tell you who you are not and what you can't do and can't accomplish.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
And you're going to hear all this from guess who? Black people.
Yep.
White people know you can do it. That's why they fighting like hell against you. They know you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
You the one sitting around telling another black man what he can't do. Telling the black man it's a white man's world. Telling the
Mm-hmm.
black man they only gonna let you go so far. telling a black man where he can and cannot go, what he can and cannot participate in.
Mm-hmm.
It's you telling your brother that.
Mm-hmm.
Stop telling your brother that.
And wondering
Stop
who is
telling your brother he's less than.
yeah.
I can't hear you that well, Raheem. I think your sound went.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me?
But it is that thing that is causing us the most problem.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be progressive. You have to understand that irregardless of all the racism in the world, you supposed to be the best person that you can be.
Yeah.
It don't matter what the people across the street call you. You have to strive for your own excellence,
Mm-hmm.
even if it is by yourself,
Yeah.
even without support. You ought to want something for yourself that's better than everything you see around you.
Absolutely. Hey, Leonard, can you hear
I
me?
can I can read your lips, Raheem, but I can't hear you.
Okay, something's going on. Something's going on with the system here because I see on Twitch, it's just circling. I think something is going on with the internet here. Yeah, I think something's going on with
Not
the
yet.
internet.
Well, I'm gonna try
Can
to go out and come back in.
okay, all right. And that's what it is. And I hope that you all can hear me. But that's what it is, man. There's a lot of things going on today. What is Black history? Um, what is Black history is our topic today. What is Black history? And I say that American history, world history, has a lot to do with it and is lined up and connected. Is connected in a very unique way to Black history. Where would it be? Where would America and the world be without Black history? Without the individuals that has made such great sacrifices and done some great things for this society as a whole. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna shut the whole system down and bring it back up. I think we're having an issue. Leonard, can you hear me? Leonard, can you hear me? I think we're having some issues with our system this morning. Let me see here. Yeah, I think we're having some issues there. So I'm going to go out and come back in and do this again. I'm gonna go out and come back in and start it up again. I think we have some issues here. Captain Leonard, you there? Leonard, can you hear me? Leonard, you there? Hello, Leonard, can you hear me? Leonard, can you hear me? I think we're having a few issues here. I'm trying to get this everything back up and running properly. So y'all bear with me for a second. Y'all bear with me. Leonard, can you hear me? Leonard, Leonard, can you hear me? Check, 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 check. We're talking. We're talking about Black history. We're talking about Black history, and I see that there's still some issues going on. It looks as though it's frozen, and I'm trying to figure out. Let me see. I think that's better. I think it's frozen right now, so we're trying to get through the little issues. They don't want us to talk. I guess they don't want us to talk about this today, and so they're trying to hold the system out. Leonard, can you hear me? Okay, Leonard said he's actually rebooting. And so, yeah, the phone lines are open 678-381-1973. Okay. The phone numbers are open 678-381-1973, 678-381-1973. We're talking about today what is Black history? What is Black history? And what does it mean? Is Black how important is Black history? Why is it not taught as it should be taught in the schools throughout? And why are certain individuals trying to hold back what it is, what Black history is? Why are some individuals trying to hold back and don't want you to understand exactly what Black history is? What is going on? What is the real issue? Why can't a person understand, know, and acknowledge their history? Was anyone else? No, no. Leonard's asked about the phone. Let me check the phone line, see if they're working here. Let me check it out here. 678-381. Check the phone line, see what we got here. Y'all bear with me for a second. Trying to work through some technical things. I see Leonard has okay, we see what the phone lines are saying to me. Okay, there's Tucson. Okay, so oh, okay. All right, let me get back here. Okay, I think the phone lines are working. Let me Tucson. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. I'm doing all right. I see what's going on, so I figured I'd kind of reach out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, we having some issues this morning, Tucson. That somebody don't want us to talk about this. We're talking about what is Black
You
history.
gotta do our DKM custom. I rebuke you.
I rebuke in the name of Jesus. Absolutely. Yeah, man. But because I'm looking at the TV on the television side, man, it has us frozen. It's just not letting us. You know what? I might go to my other platform. It might be something with this with I don't know if it's with my system or
Well, I see you moving around,
oh
unless I'm looking at something else.
okay, yeah, because I'm looking at it on the Twitch side here, and it's showing that I'm actually frozen on the Twitch side, and so I
It
mean
may be so.
yeah on the television yeah it got me frozen over there on the television side, but hopefully we'll work through this thing, man. But let me ask you this question while I have you here: what is Black history, Tucson? What is Black history?
Oh, okay. I hear me talking in the background. Um, um, it goes back further than we know.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically a bunch of deception.
Mm-hmm.
This is just me,
Yeah, come on.
because because when I was coming up, when you were coming up, maybe some of our older sisters, my older sisters, 16 year older than I am, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But what they was teaching us was what they wanted us to know.
Yeah.
When we had, you can only give so much information in a month of February, a
Mm-hmm.
limited amount of really teachers that really didn't want to even share with you because they didn't want to have nothing to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
So we were taught that Columbus uh, discovered America
Mm-hmm.
and Abraham Lincoln, freed a slave, and we were taught about, we can celebrate Rosa Parks and Dr. Martin Luther King. Didn't want you to talk too much about Malcolm X. Don't
Mm-hmm.
do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't talk about Martin Luther.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about Malcolm
Yeah.
because he was a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that they like, we don't want fighters. We want those that submit.
Yeah. Yeah. Servants. Bow down.
Servants.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. No rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
Serve. And
Mm-hmm.
then, we had a community that were brought out of depression,
Mm-hmm.
that were fearful in a way that don't you make them mad
Mm-hmm.
until some of them got tired of that.
Yeah.
And you had a movement
Mm-hmm.
that people that didn't want to be a certain way, they were migrating. In the midst of all of that, they had people that were segregated. Then in the midst of all of that, you had people that were protesting,
Mm-hmm.
the wars that were breaking out. All of this kind of stuff that was going on. Our men were taken out of the scenario. And then in the midst of all of that, because of the men being sort of kind of brought to a point where they had to get out the family to either support or go to war, then the women had to make a choice for themselves.
Yes.
And women lib came up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just talking about the limited amount of information that I know.
Mm-hmm.
Limited.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you really get back to Black history, you have to go back to where we come from.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the truth of the matter is, nobody tries to build a country with weak folks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They go get the strong,
Mm-hmm.
the intelligent,
Mm-hmm.
the smart, the real uh, uh, builders.
Mm-hmm. The
They don't
backbone.
get the peasants.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What you gonna do with a person with a mind that can't really learn? Now, here's the deal. It's just me saying it. Here's the deal.
Mm-hmm.
When you do get them, you because they're strong, you try to break them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You take the fight out of them.
Mm-hmm. So they can submit to your will.
Yeah.
Wow.
If they continue to fight, you castrate them.
Mm-hmm.
Make them less interested in multiplying
Mm.
because you don't want that either. Because one thing about the oppressed people, excuse the way that I'm saying it, that right here,
That's
but
true.
oppressed people like to breed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
You can go for as history as you possibly want to go back. We may not obey nothing God say, but when He say, "Be fruitful and multiply," we say,
Oh,
"Yes, Lord,
we're gonna run with that one. Yeah,
I will obey."
exactly. Woo! You put one out there that time. Leonard, what do you say to that?
I just caught on the end, Raheem. I'm still making some adjustments.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you know what? We're gonna do this right here. Y'all give me 7 minutes. I'm gonna shut down everything and bring it back up because we having a lot of issues on my end as well. I don't know if it's something with the internet today or what, but give me about 5 to 7 minutes. I'm gonna shut everything down, bring it back up, and I'm gonna send y'all the link. And y'all try. I'm gonna try on a different platform actually. All
Oh,
right.
okay. Because I was just getting. I actually, that's actually what I did. I actually switched to another computer, and I got you up.
Okay. Let me see here. I see. I think I see you there. I see.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't
Let
see
me
the video.
plug in my headphones.
Okay. Okay. You there, Leonard?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Uh-huh.
Now I can see where my microphone is picking up.
Mm-hmm.
However, I can't. I still can't hear you
Oh, you still can't hear
over
me?
the computer.
Okay. Yeah, let me do this. I'm gonna shut and we just I think that's K
Just
with
go
the
ahead.
E. K, you there?
Good morning. Yes, I'm here.
Good deal. I think what I might want to do is because we're not having a lot of issues with this thing today. I'm gonna shut it down and bring it back up, and then
I hear
we'll
you. I got you now.
but it's still I'm looking at on the television side, and it's still actually
Yeah.
not. Yeah, it's not. It's just circling the little circle
Oh,
of thing.
okay.
Yeah, and so it's not actually going over to the television side as well. There's something with the system. I think it's actually I think it's active on Facebook. But
Uh
what I'm
huh.
gonna do, I'm gonna shut it down and bring it back up. Y'all give me about
Okay.
5, and
Okay.
okay now. All right, and Kay, make sure you call back in, and Tucson, make sure you call back in, brother. Okay, then we got Rico there. Rico, I'm gonna send you a different link, brother, from a different platform.
So what now?
I'm gonna send you a different link from a different platform. We have some
Oh, all right.
we have some issues this morning, so I'm gonna shut it down and bring it back up. Give me about 5 minutes. I'll send that link to you.
All right. All right.
Okay.